So everything's now fixed. I'm now running a very, very long print for the Prusa caster, which is my next big project. It's time to talk about what I think about the Sunlu Filament Dryer. Because this entire event in the last 3 days, when I was supposed to be printing basically non-stop, was halted mainly because of this issue, I think. This is going to be a new video specifically just reviewing this. Let me start off with the good things. With the Sunlu Filament Dryer over here, I do think a lot of my filament prints have come out very, very nicely. Everything feels smooth. There's a lot less stringing back and forth. It might not matter so much if you're a hobbyist, because even if you have really, really stringy filament, if you're just making them for like board games, which is what I started 3D printing with, you don't really need them to be perfect. When you're making it into much more of a business and you're trying to sell things, yes, it's very important you get all your prints to be very, very crisp and very, very clean, because you're selling an item. You don't want to sell anything that's really, really subpar. So for printing as a business, I definitely do think it makes sense to get something that makes the printing just much better. If you really want to know the specs, you can look them up online. It's very, very self-explanatory on the Amazon page where I bought it from. The point here is that it is a good product that works. So where is the problem? Why did this cause me so much pain? It's not really with the dehumidifier itself. It's much more with the setup I currently have. I currently have a print going. This is my setup. I have an enclosure. The bottom part is just some stools. And then in the middle portion, we have the printer. But that's not the problem. The problem is this. The bottom of my IKEA lac table has a hole because it actually feeds the filament through the top. And this goes onto the spool holder that I have here. This is the crux of the problem. Let's say you are doing a print and you're trying to print it directly off the dehumidifier. What you have currently is this. You have this filament dryer and dehumidifier, heating up the filament. The filament on the inside can be fed through the tube, comes out of the tube on this side, and it goes into wherever you put it to be. My setup is in a way where the filament has to come from the top part of the 3D printer. So this is meant to be on top, the printer is on the bottom. The filament comes through here, goes through the line, and then it feeds directly downward. Let's say there's just a little bit of tugging here. So what happens is, this part goes down, and now it's stuck. And this part is bent so much that it actually can't let any more filament through. So the entire box just gets flipped over. When this falls over, the filament on the inside is being pulled by my 3D printer's extruder. It gets pulled and it's already warm. So my extruder pulls on a very warm filament and occasionally will stretch it, and that is not good. So the filament got thinner, and I had to basically find out where it got to a regular length again and then cut it off at that point, because that thinner part of the filament just doesn't work anymore. It's completely useless. Okay, so I have gold filament here. If I bring this here and I plug this in, I'm gonna bring this out and feed it through here. So basically I fed it through. I just pull on this, it's bent here. This part, it's angled. So when it's angled, the filament is always gonna have a lot of friction with the tube. And that means this part is always gonna drag like this. So that is the first issue I noticed on day one. I fixed this by putting a cardboard ring right here and held it in place with tape. Because this is now a perfectly round shape. It's perfectly round, there's no way this can actually bend. It has to stay up like this. So far, that's just kind of set up. Now you might be saying, if I have my filament dryer over here and then my 3D printer like over here, does that work? Yeah, it might. If this is going upwards and pushing through, I think that could work better. But here's the thing, this is still pretty light no matter what. The stand for this is just awful. It doesn't hold up very well. There's no way to keep this in place. Now, how did this completely almost ruin my printer? Well, I'll tell you. If you saw the previous video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But when this was on my IKEA lac table, it was being pulled downwards with a very, very strong force. Because even with the ring in place and taped on, this tube still caused this to have a lot of pull. Essentially, these two pieces are the filament openings of the Prusa i3 Mark III's feeder. So basically, these two pieces are on the Prusa, and the filament comes from the top, goes through right here, and feeds through this hole, and then goes to the bottom. The amount of tension on the filament dryer from the Sunlu and my Prusa was really, really high. So tension on the filament is very, very strong all the way down to the bottom, and then it feeds directly into the printer. Now the printer hole where it feeds on the filament is what this part is. And that was the problem, because that actually pushes on the sides quite a lot. I did a very, very large project recently. It was the cabinets one, 2 videos ago. Altogether, it was well over 100 hours. I have used this filament dryer for all 100 hours. It, I think, was the reason why this has broken. The high strain tension pulling on the side caused this to deform. The point where the arrow is pointing to is supposed to be a perfect circle. This is the same thing, but just on the inner side of the printer. You can kind of tell much more accurately on this one. It's oval. Okay, so now you might be thinking, so it's not a perfect circle, so what? You might also be thinking that the amount of change over there is so small, it's bound to cause no issues at all, right? I had an overnight print. I think at around like 3 AM or something, suddenly I heard my 3D printer beeping because it distinctively beeps when it runs out of filament. And I was confused by this because the amount of film I put into the printer was more than enough. It was a brand new roll, it should not have run out over just me sleeping that one night. At that point at night, I realized that it wasn't really the filament that was an issue, it was the filament sensor, the IR sensor. The IR sensor is responsible for quite a lot of things, but one of the bigger ones was that it's supposed to sense when the filament is running out. That's the problem. The filament is supposed to go directly through the hole and basically into the extruder. The filament hole now was much wider. The filament actually gets pushed to the side. When it gets pushed to the side, it's just enough that it sits off the sensor to tell the Prusa, hey, we don't have filament anymore. And that's exactly what happened. But there actually is one more problem with this filament dryer that is not even related to the setup you have. That is related to cardboard. You see, cardboard doesn't work very well in this thing at all. If you ever use Elegoo or Duramic, you'll know exactly what I mean. I think I've had Elegoo in here before and also Duramic in here before, and both of the time it failed at some point. Even with the ring in place, they taped on and feeding the tube directly down in the best angle possible, it was always just way too much tension. The amount of pull that you need to have to take the filament out of this dehumidifier / heater directly into the extruder, it's just way too much. I've tried to fix things up. I know that with some of the Bamboo Labs printers, you do need the spool to have a guard that's made out of something. I just made this one out of PLA because there was some issue with the bearings moving back and forth. I figured something similar must be happening with this one, so I printed a ceramic ring. I hoped it would solve the problem with the Sunlu printer. It did not. The amount of force required to pull filament out of the Sunlu printer, it's just way too hard to control. Okay, so that was kind of the gist of why I really do not like the Sunlu filament dryer. It does work, but it's just a lot of problems setting it up in a way where you can use it to feed off of the filament dryer directly into your printer. I think this works well if you just use it stationarily. If you have the filament in here, let it heat up for a few hours and then put it into your printer or put it on a rack and then use that to feed into your printer, that works fine. But let's say you work in an environment that's really, really humid and you're trying to run like a 14 or 40 hour print. That's gonna be really, really difficult, right? Because you can't just every now and then pause the print, put the filament in here, dry it out, put it back on the rack, and then do that again and again and again and again. So if you have a very long print, I might not recommend this. I would say it's impractical to be used in conjunction with a 3D printer. It still does the job okay, so it's like 6 out of 10, but it's kind of a letdown, to be honest. And the amount of times I had to wake up in the middle of the night with this falling over, or this kind of moving around to the side, or the printer having the filament stuck there, it's just way too much. So final thoughts for the Sunlu dehumidifier / filament heater. The way that it's set up is just very impractical, is what I'd say. I'm not a big channel and I'm not a professional who does this for a living, it's just a hobby of mine, but from what I can gather right now, the Sunlu filament dryer / dehumidifier, it's not practical. Anyhow, Sunlu filament dryer, would not recommend. And especially not for a setup where the filament needs to be fed downwards.